Welcome, crafty friends. In today's video, I'll be doing something I've never done before, and that is watercolor in a stamped image. How will I do? Let's find out. I began by selecting my watercolor paper, which is Aquarello Watercolors Artistico and Extra White by Fabriano. This is the 5x7 hot press paper pad, which is smoother than cold press paper. I then laid down the stamps I wished to color in. For this project, I chose Altenew's Sketchy Cities America stamp set. This stamp set has two skylines to choose from, and I obviously chose New York City. Why? Because I'm from the Bronx, and that's my hometown. I inked up the stamp using VersaFine ink in Onyx Black. I haven't used this one in a while, but its formula is water resistant, making it perfect for this project. As for the watercolor set, I used Sakura's Koi Pocket Field 48 watercolor kit and used brushes from Dynamic Distraction. I got these for Christmas from my husband, and this is the first time I'm using them. I'm sure he'll be happy. I began mixing my colors. I know New York is mostly steel skyscrapers, but there are also some old grayish brick facades, so I created mixes of different grays, cool and warm shades, along with darker shades to use as shadows. I cut 2 empty plastic water bottles in half to make the reservoirs to clean my brushes and for wetting the palette. The ridges on the sides of the bottles help with wicking the paint off. Next, I wet the paper using the biggest brush I have. Then I got to painting. I mixed gray with black, brown, blue, and white to create a palette I thought looked good. I started by using the lightest gray facing the river. I'm not sure if this is the East River or the Hudson, but either way, that's where the sun would hit. On the left sides of the buildings, I used the darkest colors to cast shadow. I skipped around using each color so there was variation and it didn't look like one giant gray blob. Except for this one. This should be the Woolworth building, so it gets a green roof. Anyone who has been to New York City knows the rivers are a gross, mucky, greenish brown color. I painted them using olive green and deepened that color with different greens and browns. I used long strokes to keep the water looking fluid and left the bottom with a raw edge like most watercolors do. Honestly, I'm just winging it. I've never done this before. I hit that with my heat tool to speed up the drying time between my layers. And although it looks like green grass on screen, it is anything but. I added in a grayish blue sky to match the gray theme. I think it looks okay, but I played with different shades of blue to get the right look and brought it down to the skyline in a funky gradient. I did my best in making it look like a natural sky. What do you think? I added a bit of Ranger's Perfect Pearl to add some shimmer to this otherwise flat coloring. With a blast of heat, I was done with this part and on to build my card. I cut an A2 sized card base out of an Accent Opaque's 120-pound cardstock. I always mess up on the scoring, but hey, we all gotta start somewhere, right? I used the Teflon bone folder I got off of Amazon, which was dirt cheap compared to the name brand ones. You can find it linked in the description box below. I ran the watercolor through my die cut machine using the largest die in Lawn Fawn's rectangular frame set. I propped up the middle section with 1-inch foam tape. It will look so good with that dimension. Taping the frame border to the card base, I inserted the image through the middle to get the right positioning. I then glued the frame border to the card base using my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. I swear by this thing. I ended up die cutting hearts from Lawn Fawn's Stackable Hearts collection and added Nuvo's Glimmer Paste in Raspberry Rhodolite. I used a larger heart cut to hold the heart in place while I added the embellishment and also to keep my hands clean. With a hit of heat, I sped up the drying. Adding foam squares, I was able to give another layer of depth and some much needed additional detail. I wanted to make the heart a balloon, but the twine kept unraveling. So I ended up making a sweet little bow around the spine of the card. I kept teasing the twine until I got a symmetrical and small bow that I held in place with a glue dot. What do you think of my first watercolor? Is this something you would do? Let me know in the comments below. Hello everybody, Glendalee's with Made by Glenda here. Just letting you know that starting today, my channel is sponsoring a $25 gift card giveaway to simonsaysstamp.com. All you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel and comment on this video. Additional entries if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook and comment on the post for this video as well. So you get a total of 3 entries. So thank you so much and go and craft happiness, guys. Take care and see you soon. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to this channel to get notifications on future videos.